Uh, we shall now start our cultural event with a speech by Ms. Vasudha Gupta.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the whole world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. With these lines from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on 15th August 1947, a new India was born. A very good morning to one and all present here. Today, we're all gathered here to acknowledge our privilege of being born in a free India and celebrate the 75th Independence Day of our country. We need to ask those born before 1947 to know the pangs of anguish of being enslaved under the colonial rule. For every Indian in those days, it was indeed a Herculean task to fight against those powerful giants, the British. Those difficult times and struggles of Bhagat Singh, Mahatma Gandhi, Rani Lakshmibai, Chandrasekhar Azad, Rajguru, and a list of endless heroes must not be allowed to fade away from our memories. Hence, every Independence Day, we not only celebrate our freedom, but we also pay tribute to the ones who fought for it, to the ones who held a vision for our country, and to the ones who sacrificed themselves for the same. The Union government announced a 75-week program to mark this historic occasion. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi said the celebrations of the 75th year of independence would be based on public participation and revolve around 5 themes: the freedom struggle and ideas, achievements, actions, and resolve at 75. The idea of being an independent nation where sovereign power lies with us to determine our future places a huge responsibility on our shoulders. The significance of its beautiful story is that this nation has gained massive respect from the world for the democratic route chosen by it. On this occasion, our thoughts first turn to Mahatma Gandhi, the man behind our struggle for freedom, and the martyrs who made the supreme sacrifice for our country's liberty. We're also reminded of the relentless struggle of our great patriots who liberated our motherland from the colonial rule. Gandhiji was seeking liberty from both the foreign rule and the indigenous social chains that long incarcerated our society. Every other Indian was guided on a path of self-belief and hope for a better future. Democracy gives us the right to live freely as proud citizens of a country. Today, we're fortunate to live in one due to the vision and sacrifice of our freedom fighters. There is a big celebration each year in New Delhi at Red Fort, where the national anthem is sung after the Prime Minister hoists the national flag. Thereafter, people wait eagerly for the speech by the Prime Minister. However, this year, the celebrations would be restricted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In the end, we cannot merely say that 15th August is solely about freedom. This day is a plethora of emotions. It reminds us of the pain of being enslaved by a foreign power, of the strength in unity. It defines sacrifice. It gives us an example that some wars can be won with non-violence. And of all the things, it makes us value and cherish the freedom we have today. It is our responsibility as proud citizens of this country to sincerely perform our duty and progress together for the growth and development of our country. Keeping the sacrifices of our ancestors in mind, we should take an oath to carve a better future for our motherland. At the end, I would like to say that as we celebrate 75 years of independence, our motto should be perform or perish. तिरंगा हमारा है शान ए जिंदगी, वतन परस्ती है वफा जमी, देश के लिए मर मिटना कबूल है हमें, अखंड भारत का स्वप्न का जुनून है हमें। स्वतंत्रता दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Vasudha, for reminding us to be grateful of the efforts of our freedom fighters and for the progress that we have made as a nation. We now move on to a medley of songs brought to life by Naved Bangi from TYLLB.
अंबर है था धरती वसदी, इत्थे हर रुत हसदी हो, किन्ना सोना देश देश है मेरा, देश है मेरा, देश है मेरा, किन्ना सोना देश है मेरा, देश है मेरा, देश है मेरा। धरती सुनहरी अंबर नीला हो, धरती सुनहरी अंबर नीला, हर मौसम रंगीला, ऐसा देश है मेरा हो, ऐसा देश है मेरा। बोल पपीहा कोयल गाए, बोल पपीहा कोयल गाए, सावन गिर गिर आए, ऐसा देश है मेरा हो, ऐसा देश है मेरा। बोल पपीहा कोयल गाए, बोल पपीहा कोयल गाए, सावन गिर गिर आए, ऐसा देश है मेरा, हाँ ऐसा देश है मेरा। गेहूं के खेतों में कंगी जो करे हवाएं, रंग बिरंगी कितनी चुनरिया उड़ उड़ जाए, पनघट पर बनहारन जब गगरी भरने आए, मधुर मधुर तानों में कहीं बनजी कोई बजाए। लो सुन लो कदम कदम पे है मिल जानी, कदम कदम पे है मिल जानी, कोई प्रेम कहानी, ऐसा देश है मेरा हो, ऐसा देश है मेरा। अंबर वसदा धरती वसदी, एथे हर रुत वसदी हो, किन्ना सोना देश है मेरा, देश है मेरा, देश है मेरा।
Thank you, Naveed, for such a beautiful performance. Next up, we have a presentation by Saili, co-editor of FYLLB.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now that time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. 15th August 1947 midnight, India wakes to a new life of freedom. But the journey to this day was not easy. There were many moments and uncertain times faced before independence, such as Swadeshi movement, Jallianwala Bagh massacre, Chauri Chaura incident, Salmon Commission, Quit India movement, Dandi March, and so on. British were claiming that Indians were incapable of self-rule and deciding themselves. But with the help of our leaders, we overcome this incident and hurdles for independence, and finally the dreams of Indians holding the power of government, serving the masses becomes a reality. But 2 centuries of colonial rule decayed India from within, leaving the country with poverty and hunger. Our founding fathers set out to wipe every tear from every eye. They needed a pole star, a single focal point to make India modern, progressive, and something that captures the uniqueness. A bright light to illuminate the dark storm flashing the horizon of the future. Today, India celebrates 75th Independence Day. It's a very pride moment for all of us. Today, we remember every freedom fighter and every soldier who sacrificed their lives and are fighting at the border for our nation. Because of them, we all are living safe in our homes. It is very important to reflect who shaped India's future, to pay tribute to those who shaped destiny with their visions. India has stood as a beacon to the world with its glorious culture and tradition. Scientists and scholars across the world applaud the Indians and their knowledge culture. Great scientist Albert Einstein once said, "We owe a lot to Indians who taught us how to count, without which no worldwide discovery would have been made." India's development journey over the last 74 years has been marked by significant milestones and reform that enable to achieve substantial progress in many areas. Today, we have reached to new heights in the rocket science and space technology, such as launch of our own satellite Aryabhat and other missions such as Mangalyaan and Chandrayaan. We have reached the level of being self-independent in the field of space and missile technology. We have made a remarkable progress in the health sector and plays a major role in the production of vaccines and medicines. The recent achievement is of Bharat Biotech for making a vaccine to fight against the coronavirus. Traditional ideas of Indians are being applauded and praised by all over the world, such as use of Ayurveda and yoga. We are constantly progressing in all areas such as literature, science, entertainment, arts, sports such as cricket, badminton, hockey, chess, Olympic Games, and so on. India, along with its achievement, is also blessed with the natural beauty. We can see the chilly mountains crowned with the white snow. We can find the lush green forest with rich wildlife. It is here we can see the blue sea with a spectacular beach, beautiful river and lakes. Everything that you find in the world is found on this land. Several historical monuments and beautiful temples add to the varied heritage of our country. India is full of colors, different approach, country of contrast, country of contradiction, country of spirituality. Ekam satyam vipraha baudhaha vadanti. God is one, but different sets of mind define God in different name. Here, all religions are invited without any kind of invitation. We treat guest as our God. A nation's culture resides in the heart and soul of its people. India is a land of diversity, diverse in land, nature, people, tribes, cuisine, faith, dance form, music, art, science, history. Diversity come here as a stream of unity. That's why it is incredible India. And we say, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्ता हमारा हम बुलबुले हैं इसके ये गुलसिता हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा.
Thank you, Saili, for taking us through the journey of India through such an elaborate presentation. I would now like to call upon our very own Miss Meghna Devkar ma'am to recite a small poem written by her on the occasion of Independence Day.
Good morning, everyone. Wishing you all a happy 75th Independence Day. My poem title is Independence, Our Pride and Honor. It's time for parade, firework and lightning. It's time to invoke and celebrate India's Independence Day by way of flag hoisting. Stories of Independence Days are still going round and round. But one thing I remember, all the way freedom fighters fought on their ground. East India Company had planned us to fool with the motive to rule. The company won the Battle of Plassey and started exerting power over India, which was not a good blessing. But the revolt of 1857 was the year of mutiny, which changed India's destiny. Then marked the beginning of Indian National Congress so that India's independence could be addressed. The partition of Bengal called for Swadeshi goods with the object to promote domestic goods and people could earn their livelihood. Gandhiji returned with the principle that is truth, non-violence and satyagraha was the biggest example for achieving independence. Thousands died in Jallianwala Bagh massacre and a nation wounded forever. From that day, the struggle of freedom started to be the biggest achiever. The launch of civil disobedience movement was an act of non-violence, with the Salt March at Dandi was one of the moments of enlightenment. 1942, Azad Hind Fauj was formed and Quick India movement was launched. The cabinet mission came to India with the aim of preserving India's unity by granting it independence and to draw up the constitution, which would be an important essence. February 1947, British government announced full self-governance with the motive India become an independent nation. June 1947, partition was announced with the plan known as the Mountbatten Plan, and India and Pakistan was pronounced as two separate nations. Thousands have laid their lives so that our country could survive. With freedom in mind and heart, with faith in the words and pride in our soul. 15 August is celebrated as India's Independence Day with the nation as a whole. Today is the birthday of India, so for equality, justice, fraternity, and liberty, let us celebrate this day with joy and honesty. At last, I would say, freedom was never given. We won it. Happy Independence Day.
Thank you, ma'am, for such heartfelt words. I would now like to invite Miss Ipshita Singh to deliver a speech on Independence Day.
थैंक यू आशना। जो भरा नहीं है भावों से, बहती जिसमें रसधार नहीं, वो हृदय नहीं, वो पत्थर है जिसमें स्वदेश का प्यार नहीं। सुप्रभात। यहाँ उपस्थित प्रिंसिपल महोदया, अध्यापकों और सभी गणमान्य व्यक्तियों को 15 अगस्त के इस पावन अवसर पर मेरी तरफ से शुभकामनाएं। जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि आज के दिन यानी 15 अगस्त को हम अपने देश के स्वतंत्रता दिवस के रूप में मनाते हैं। आज ही के दिन हमारे देश को अंग्रेजों से 200 वर्षों बाद आजादी मिली थी। देश में व्यापार के लिए आए अंग्रेजों ने 200 वर्षों तक हमारे देश पर राज किया और यहाँ की संपदा का दोहन किया। हमारा देश हमेशा से एक शांति प्रिय देश रहा है, लेकिन पराधीनता का वो दौर जब देश की जनता पर अत्याचार बढ़ते जा रहे थे और देश के टुकड़े हो रहे थे, तब हमारे देशभक्तों ने अपने अनेक प्रयासों और शहादतों से इस देश की रक्षा की है। इस पराधीनता के जीवन से मुक्त कराने के लिए हमारे देश में बहुत से महान और सपूतों ने जन्म लिया है, जिनके अथक प्रयासों के चलते हमें आज आजाद भारत में जीने का मौका मिला है। बचपन से लेकर आज तक हम सब महात्मा गांधी, जवाहरलाल नेहरू, सुभाष चंद्र बोस, चंद्रशेखर आजाद, शहीद भगत सिंह और सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल जैसे अनेक देशभक्तों के नाम सुनते आ रहे हैं। सन 1947 में भारत को पूर्ण आजादी दिलाते हुए अपनी मातृभूमि के खातिर ये सभी वीर शहीद हो गए। आज का भारत पहले की अपेक्षा बहुत से क्षेत्रों में विकसित हुआ है, फिर चाहे वो तकनीकी क्षेत्र, मेडिकल क्षेत्र, कृषि क्षेत्र या अन्य कोई भी क्षेत्र हो, भारत सभी क्षेत्रों में विस्तार कर रहा है। हमारा देश दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा लोकतंत्र उदाहरण है। आज भारत एक प्रगतिशील और सम्मानित शांतिप्रिय देश के तौर जाना जाता है और आज भी हमारी आजादी को बनाए रखने के लिए देश की सरहदों पर हमारे सशस्त्र सेना बल के जवान दिन रात खड़े रहकर हमारे और संपूर्ण देश की सुरक्षा कर रहे हैं। इस स्वतंत्रता दिवस पर मेरी यही कामना है कि हम उनके बलिदानों का स्मरण करते हुए भारत को इसी तरह प्रगति की राह पर चलाते रहें और इस देश को केवल भौतिक नहीं बल्कि सोच के रूप में भी स्वतंत्र बना सकें। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Ipshita, for such inspiring thoughts. I would now like to call upon the next participant, Hamza Mir, who will be reciting a poem written by him titled 15th August.
Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Hamza Mir and I'm studying in FYLLB KC Law, and I'm happy to be with all of you today. I hope everyone is doing safe and well in this pandemic time. So I've written a short poem for this special occasion, and I'm happy to present it to you via PPT. So the poem is called 15th August. What does 15th August mean to you? A holiday, a shopping day, a chilling day, a sales day. Our profession often colors our experience of 15th August. The tricolor memorabilia, sitting on my Skoda's dashboard, hooked, although in front of me easily gets overlooked. If there was compulsory military service in college, things would have been quite different, I must acknowledge. When loudspeakers are singing "Ae Mere Watan Ke Logo," one's patriotic emotion is warmed up to listen to our PM's words. Our freedom fighters sacrificed their lives without hesitation. We know they died for India's independence, but we don't really know the gigantic value of independence. The US Declaration of Independence and the Magna Carta remain testament to its eternal value. The moment the British regime declared 15th August as the date of independence, it was as if we were born again. It was as if the golden bird was set free. It birthed a whole new world of infinite possibilities. Majority of Indians that were suppressed and discriminated for thousands of years, for the first time, saw the sunshine of being equal to other Indians. It is because of independence that our constitution became possible. Two men became equal and we became sovereign. It is because of independence that education and privacy became a fundamental right and Keshav Nanda became possible. It is because of independence that women got equal status and 23 languages got recognized. It is because of independence that we became the first word of our constitution. All the accomplishments of the past 75 years and the ones to come, the source of all of this is our independence. And this holds true for every person as it does for the country. Our individual independence is the source of our success. Independence from ignorance, from dogma, from limiting beliefs, from limiting thoughts, from religious polarization, from mediocrity, from debt, from COVID. Our limitations, our dependencies and boundaries exist in all areas in varying degrees. This Independence Day, let us strive to become independent in as many ways possible. Because independence is like a mountain with no top. It's an endless path. As you climb higher and higher, life gets better and better. In the success of every Indian lies the success of India. Happy Independence Day. So that completes my poem. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you, Hamza, for sharing those profound thoughts. We now move on to our next performance, which is an instrumental rendition performed by Vishal Rangwani from FYLLB. What an enthralling performance, Vishal. Thank you very much. I would now like to invite Ayush Virani to share his thoughts on Independence Day.
A very good morning to one and all. Today we are here to acknowledge our privilege of being born in a free India and celebrate the 75th Independence Day of our country. We need to ask those born before 1947 to truly know the pangs of anguish of being enslaved under a colonial rule. For every Indian in those days, it was indeed a Herculean task to fight those powerful giants, that is the British. Those difficult times and struggles must not be allowed to fade away from our memories. Hence, every Independence Day, we not only celebrate our freedom, but we also pay tribute to the ones who fought for it, to the ones who held a vision for our country, and to the ones who sacrificed themselves for the same. The idea of being an independent nation where sovereign power lies with us to determine our own future places a huge responsibility on our shoulders. The significance of its beautiful story is that this nation has gained respect in the world for the democratic route chosen by it. On this occasion, our thoughts turn first to Mahatma Gandhi, the man behind our struggle for freedom, and the martyrs who made the supreme sacrifice for our country's liberty. We are also reminded of the relentless struggle of our great patriots who liberated our motherland from colonial rule. Gandhiji was seeking liberty from both foreign rule and the indigenous social chains that had long incarcerated our society. Every other Indian was guided on a path of self-belief and hope for a better future. Democracy gives us the right to live freely as proud citizens of a country. Today, we are fortunate to live in one due to the vision and sacrifice of our freedom fighters. Each year, there is a big celebration at Rajpath in New Delhi where the national anthem is sung after the Prime Minister hoists the flag. Also, a salute is given to a national flag by firing 21 guns with the national anthem, and flowers are showered by a helicopter. All the forces take part in parades. In the end, we can not only merely say that 15th August is solely about freedom. This day is a plethora of emotions. It reminds us of the pain of being enslaved, of the strength in unity. It defines sacrifice. It gives us an example that some wars can be won with non-violence of all things, and it makes us value and cherish the freedom we have today. It is our responsibility as proud citizens of this country to sincerely perform our duty and progress together for the growth and development of our country. Keeping the sacrifices of our ancestors in mind, we should take an oath to always carve a better future for our motherland. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Ayush. Next up is a beautiful classical performance by Nidhi Karandikar. Thank you, Nidhi, for that energetic performance. I would now like to invite Anushka More to share a poem by Ram Daftar Tyagi in Hindi.
नमस्कार। आज मैं आपके सामने राम अवतार त्यागी जी की एक कविता प्रस्तुत करने वाली हूँ। इस कविता के माध्यम से कवि नई पीढ़ी के कंधे पर देश की बागदौड़ सौंपते हुए उसे नई दिशा देकर विजय अभियान के साथ प्रगति पथ पर ले जाने के भाव को वाणी देते हैं। कविता का शीर्षक थांबलो संभाल कर। हिंद के बहादुर शूरवीर बालकों, थांबलो संभाल कर देश की मशाल को। अंधकार का गुरूर आन बान तोड़ दो, बालको भविष्य के लिए मिसाल छोड़ दो। दो नई नई दिशा वर्तमान काल को, शूरवीर बालको थांबलो संभाल कर देश की मशाल को। देश मांगता कि खून से रंगा गुलाब दो, तुम उठो सिपाहियों शत्रु को जवाब दो। झूम झूम कर मलो युद्ध के गुलाल को, शूरवीर बाल को थांबलो संभाल कर देश की मशाल को। दूर तक जमीन पर शानदार जय लिखो, तुम विशाल सिंधु पर खून से विजय लिखो। तोड़ दो पिशाच के तुम हर एक जाल को, शूरवीर बाल को थांबलो संभाल कर देश की मशाल को। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Nidhi, for that beautiful recitation. We now have with us Aditya Suryavanshi sharing a beautiful poem written by himself.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, ये हमारा देश है, ये हमारी मिट्टी है। एक दूसरे के साथ देने से मिली है हमारी आज़ादी है। हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई आदि धर्मों में बटे होंगे हम, पर जब देश की बात आती है तो मिलकर भारतवर्ष के वासी है। हमारा संविधान और इतिहास भले ही कई साल पुराना हो, पर आज भी ये संविधान हमें सही राह दिखा रहा है। गांधी जी से लेकर भगत सिंह तक ये आज़ादी उनकी वीरता का प्रतीक है। आज भी उनकी लड़ाई हमारे दिलों में समाई है। मैं उन नौजवानों का सलाम करूंगा जो देश की सीमा पर रहकर सुबह शाम हमारे देश की रक्षा करते हैं, और उनकी भी जो देश के अंदर रहकर देश को नई ऊंचाइयों पे ले जाने का साहस दिखाते हैं। आज हमारे देश को पूरे 75 साल हुए आज़ाद होकर, पर आज भी ये दिल इस तिरंगे की निष्ठा और शौर्य को दिल से सलाम करता है। आखिर में अपनी भारत माता का सलाम करूंगा जिसके हम सब वासी हैं, और आज भी ये दिल इस तिरंगे के शौर्य, अमन और आज़ादी के रंग में रंगा है। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Aditya, for sharing such a well-written poem. I would now like to call upon our next participant, Ayushri Jalan, who will be reciting a short poem written by her titled The Soldier Within Us.
Hello everyone, my name is Ayushri. I'm a student from KC Law College, FY LLB. I'll be reciting a small poem for Independence Day. It is written by me, and the name of the poem is The Soldier Within Us. When we say bad about our country, that is our right. When someone else says bad about our country, we fight. When we have no jobs in our country, we whine. When we get international acknowledgement, we shine. When we see the state of our society, we cry. When we remember magnificent history, we fly. When in a country, communities fight. When abroad, as Indians, we remain tight. When a country loses a match, we burst into tears. When a country wins a match, we burst crackers. When our soldiers go into war, we pray. When they win a war, we hooray. We try to behave English. That's the slavery that speaks. But deep down, we are Hindustanis with culture very deep. Thank you guys. I hope you liked the poem. And happy 75th year of independence to everyone. Thank you.
What a beautiful performance, Ayushri. We now have with us Pranav Vaidya, who will be sharing his views on the Independence Day.
Good morning. Independence Day. Indeed, a great and important day for our country. For that matter, any country. Because being free, having freedom to do things, being sovereign, who would not want that? But it has come at a cost for our country. At the cost of lives, at the cost of struggle. On this day every year, we remember and pay our gratitude to our brave freedom fighters such as Veer Savarkar, Bhagat Singh, Netaji Bose, and many others. But freedom is not just about acquiring it. It is also necessary to safeguard the acquired freedom. Freedom is not just about the revolutionaries, but also about the every citizen of the country. On this day every year, we pay our gratitude to these great freedom fighters, which is correct and which must be done. But now I would like to draw your attention to such people who were not freedom fighters or are not freedom fighters, but equally important. Yes, you heard me right. Not freedom fighters, but equally important. I'm talking about the brave hearts of this country who are serving in the various fields of defense of the country. That is Indian Army, Indian Navy, Air Force, BSF, NSG, Police, Coast Guard, intelligence agencies, RAWs, our spies in other countries, and many more. We generally tend to forget to pay our gratitude to these guys on such days. But we should not forget that the freedom that we enjoy today is sustained and is still safeguarded because of the people working there. Post independence, our country had a tough time in balancing in all the aspects. This gave an advantage to the countries like Pakistan and China to wage a war against us. We have witnessed wars like 1962, 1965, 1971, the Liberation War, and the greatest war ever fought. Yes, the Kargil War of 1999. As many as 527 soldiers lost their lives in this great war. And we should not forget the sacrifice they made to keep our freedom safe, to keep our motherland safe. Soldiers like Captain Vikram Batra of the 13th Jack Rifle, Captain Anuj Nair of the 17th Jack Battalion, Lieutenant Manoj Kumar of the 1 by 11 Gurkha Rifles, Lieutenant Balwan Singh of the 18th Grenadiers, Rifleman Sanjay Kumar of the 13th Jack Rifle, and the list goes on. The reason that Kashmir and Ladakh are still a part of independent India is the bravery that these guys showed in that war. In 1967, at the Nathula and Chola clashes, which is popularly known as the Sino-Indian War, we witnessed heroes like Major Harbhajan Singh, Lieutenant Colonel Rai Singh Yadav, Captain Prithvi Singh Dagar, and many others who fought valiantly and showed extraordinary bravery at the LAC, that is, Line of Actual Control. Imagine not having such brave hearts at the LOC and LAC. The consequences of it would be terrifying and unimaginable. Imagine not having police in the cities, how hard and messy it would be to live in and maintain the society order. Imagine if we had no Coast Guard or Navy, and another attack like 2611 would be inevitable. Imagine if we had no Air Force then there would be no such incidences that happened in Bhuj in 1971 under the leadership of squadron leader Vijay Karnik, in which everyone showed an extraordinary bravery and rebuilt the Bhuj airport. The bravery of these soldiers and the ones who are still serving in the defense field is beyond words. The only thing we can do today is to pay our gratitude to them and be thankful for safeguarding our motherland and our freedom. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Pranab, for paying the much needed tribute to our brave soldiers. To culminate today's event, we have a medley of patriotic Bollywood songs brought to life by Siddesh Bane and an instrumental rendition added to it by Vishal Rangwani.
गुजरने वाली हवा बता मेरा इतना काम करेगी क्या मेरे गाँव चा मेरे दोस्तों को सलाम दे ऐ मेरी ज़मी महबूब मेरी मेरी नस नस में तेरा इश्क बहे ठिकाना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा जिस मुंह से निकल के खून कहे ऐ मेरी ज़मी अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे ठिकाना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा जिस मुंह से निकल के खून कहे तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू ओ भारत हमको जान से प्यारा है सबसे न्यारा गुलिस्ता हमारा है सदियों से भारत भूमि दुनिया की शान है भारत माँ के चरणों में जीवन कुर्बान है भारत हमको जान से प्यारा है सबसे न्यारा गुलिस्ता हमारा है जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया करती है बसेरा वो भारत देश है मेरा वो भारत देश है मेरा जहाँ सत्य अहिंसा और धर्म का पग पग लगता डेरा वो भारत देश है मेरा वो भारत देश है मेरा देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू ओ
Such beautiful coordination, Siddesh and Vishal. It was indeed the right song to conclude our celebrations with. I would now like to call upon Miss Sarita Samuel ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks.
I'm highly privileged to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of HSNC Boards Kishanchan Chellaram Law College. At the forefront, I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Kavita Lalchandani Madam, for always encouraging us for conducting these programs and celebrations. I also thank our Vice Principal, Dr. Bindu Variat Madam, and Dr. Kiran Sharma Madam for their continuous support. I also thank all the teaching, non-teaching staff for being part of this program. I also thank all the participants present here. Special thank you to Meghna Madam and all the students who put extra efforts for this 75th Independence Day celebration. Thank you Vasudha, Naved, Saili, Ipshita, Hamza, Vishal, Ayush, Nidhi, Anushka, Aditya, Ayushri, Pranav, Siddesh and Asna for the overwhelming cooperation and contribution in the celebration. Thank you so much to everyone. Okay, thank you one and all.
I think we can leave now, no, Sarita?
Yeah, madam.
Yeah,
Kavita madam.
can be, but I also would like to acknowledge and appreciate the efforts of our all staff members as well as the lovely students who performed today in this morning. This is our very special day and made this day very special for all of us. And let's hope that what feeling I could see today within the students will be continued in future also. And let's have tributes which is given by the students today. Let's continue this and very happy Independence Day to all of you.
Shall I end the meeting now?
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words and wish you all happy Independence Day. Thank you, ma'am, so much. Okay.